Welcome to Brave Healer Productions. We are waking the world up to what's possible for healing, one brave word at a time. So, what if I told you that everything you think you need to live your dream life might be the exact things that are holding you back? So, welcome everyone. I'm Laura DeFranco, the CEO of Brave Healer Productions, where we are helping the world experience what's possible. And here today to help me with that mission are some of the amazing authors of one of our newest books. This one is called The Wellness Universe Guide to Complete Self-Care, 25 Tools for Life. And you guys, this is book 5 of an incredible series coming to you from Anna Pereira and the Wellness Universe. And before I introduce these amazing authors to you today, just a huge shout out goes out to Anna. Anna had a massive vision for this book series, you guys. It wasn't just one book. It was like, she was like, man, I have 10 books in my mind and this is how it's going to go. And I so appreciate her visionary mind and the way that she put together what she wanted to talk about for everybody. This 25 Tools for Life is such an incredible book with expert authors coming to you, influencer people that you are going to be so inspired by. I could go on and on about how this book is going to be coming to you for inspiration, motivation, and practical strategy. So let me tell you a little bit about who's talking to you today. Ellen Donovan is the founder and president of One Life Consulting and helps older adults with their families navigate late life challenges with a focus on self-care and wellness. Welcome, Ellen. Jeanette Stewart, Emissary of Joy, is a best-selling author and angelic practitioner who empowers others with love and resilience, inspiring joy and healing through her gentle, uplifting messages. Welcome, Jeanette.
Thank you.
And Linda Diefenbach guides women to reclaim their unique gifts, heal their wounds, and confidently share their light, empowering them to step into their power and brilliance. Welcome, Linda. Welcome, ladies. What's happening?
Yay. Glad to be here.
I am so glad to have you all. Yay. All right. We're going to talk about life. Like we might be here for a couple of hours. I don't know, you guys, but Ellen, I want you to go first. Tell me a little bit about the why behind your chapter that you wrote for this book.
So I chose to write my story because I want people to really see how exercise has helped me become the best version of myself. It has helped me through some really tough times in my life, and I've really learned so much about myself through exercise, and I really want to share this with the world.
Well, what's your favorite kind of exercise? Like what exercise is it for you?
High intensity interval training, HIIT.
Oh, the HIIT, the HIIT system. Well, why? Why is it your favorite? Like, what do you love about it?
Every time it feels like it's my first time doing the class. It's difficult every single time I show up. I like the challenge, and it makes me feel really good after I'm finished. I feel like I have a huge sense of accomplishment when I'm done.
So most of the HIT stuff is like a class, like you got to go show up somewhere with a group of people, somebody is leading it. Is that part of what you love, like, being there with a group of people, or do you sometimes do these workouts on your own too?
Oh no, I like being with a group of people, and it's social hour too, because everybody goes to the same class every week and we all know each other, and we all push each other. So it's kind of like a community, which is also great.
So in terms of your body, what are the highlights of a HIT workout? Like strength, agility, flexibility? Like what are you getting out of that?
A lot of cardio, a lot of weight training and strength. You're working your core, you're working your whole entire body for intense, I guess, 60-second intervals at a time for 45 minutes.
All right, I'm going to give you this one last question about exercise. What would you say to someone who hates it, hates exercise?
I would ask them why, and then I would encourage them to try and do some self-discovery and to really find something that they would think about trying to start.
Yeah, I think the reason for that question is meeting a couple of people and understanding that what they were brought up in a culture that doesn't value it. So from a very young age, they weren't, encouraged to move their bodies in any particular way, especially not, more intense exercise. But there's so many benefits and so many reasons we want to encourage people to just dip a toe in. For me, when I don't want to do anything else, I'll just turn the music on and dance, right? And that counts, right, Ellen?
Absolutely.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much, Ellen, for saying yes to this project. And thanks for being here today to share about it.
Well, thank you for having me. It's such a great opportunity. I'm excited for the book launch.
Me too. Me too. So, okay, Jeanette, tell us a little of the why behind your chapter.
Well, I discovered that um, my tool actually helped me heal a workplace situation through appreciation. And it was a huge transformation for me. And I wasn't sure what I was going to write about. And that came like, oh, I could share this miracle that happened to me that didn't require a lot of effort.
You bring up a situation that can be pretty stressful for people. A workplace situation that brings stress into the environment, or, even just kind of bums you out and you take it home. Like it infiltrates your life.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty life changing if you can take responsibility for shifting that. What do you want to tell people about that?
Definitely. I used to, when I would come home from work, I would like try to put my worries at the front door and not bring them in the house with me. But, they would find me again, especially in the dead of night when I would wake up. But to focus on appreciation and gratitude really has transformed my life.
What other places are you using it the most, do you think? I mean, you mentioned workplace, but it's probably, I know you too a little bit to know that you use it all the time, everywhere.
Yeah.
But, tell me more about that.
Um, and so my tool, you can also use it to um, replay a really great experience that you've had in life and to savor it. Savor is my word of the year for 2025. So I'm looking to savor the goodness in my life. And by using appreciation and gratitude, I'm able to do that easily. And so, like swimming in this sea of gratitude, it's a great way to live my life.
Hmm. Plus, I just love that word savor. I've been listening to you say it since the beginning of the year. I'm like, it has a feel to it. Savor. Yeah, it's nice. High vibes, right?
Yes, totally.
Jeanette, thank you for saying yes to this and really for being back. Have you been in every book of the Wellness Universe
No,
series?
I
Okay.
was in the first one
Uh-huh.
and I wrote about gratitude and the gift of my life. I'm a pancreatic cancer survivor. And so I had a lot of gratitude when I was writing that chapter. And I even have more today because it's an upward spiral. Um, and so in book 5, to be able to write about appreciation, another huge high vibe, um, a sensation. And it's just been great to be able to participate and share the stories.
Well, I appreciate you doing that, and powerful stories and powerful vibes. Um, it's important to understand that we can choose. And my reminder to myself is with awareness, I get to choose. So when Jeanette writes about gratitude and appreciation, I'm like, oh, yeah, yeah, I can choose that in any moment of any day. And that's powerful. So
Yeah.
thank you, Jeanette. You're a constant reminder for me of those things.
Mm. Thank you.
So, Linda, tell us a little bit about the why behind your chapter.
Sure. So my tool is doing inner child work, and the why behind it is because it has been such a powerful transformational tool for my own life and for my own healing journey. It is one of the core tools that helped me learn self-compassion and learn self-love and learn to be able to hold space for myself and hold space for the wounds that I carried and the challenges that I faced and the mistakes that I made, and to give those parts of myself the love that they needed to heal.
This topic is really powerful. And I was sitting here listening to you, and I'm going to rewind to the mistakes I made for just a minute, right? I mean, everyone's like, oh, the mistakes I made. And I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to ask Linda, was there a turning point, and you created what for yourself? What environment, what kind of self-love are you talking about, where you actually felt the shift about, and I don't know this about you, but it's about me, the shame about the mistake I made. Like, and so what would you tell someone who is still trying to get that done and just doesn't feel like they're there yet?
Yeah, the it's interesting that that's the one that you honed in on, because I was waffling on whether to use the word mistake, because that's not the language that I tend to use when I'm supporting other people with this and even with myself anymore, but that's how we view them when we are in the space of shame. And so the truth is that in those moments of our lives when we're dealing with the impact of trauma, we develop survival strategies to help us navigate it. And oftentimes those strategies are not necessarily the healthiest things that we do and the choices that we make. And oftentimes they're very much driven by unconscious forces that we don't really have control of in the time. So I use the language mostly as survival strategies that can often be creating difficulties for us as we move on in our life and continue to use those strategies in situations where they're no longer really appropriate. Um, but in the awareness that those things that I was doing, I was acting out of pain. I was acting out of um, distorted understanding, and I was acting out of trauma. And when I recognized that, I was able to step back and really hold myself with compassion rather than feeling shame for the things that I did when I was in that level of pain.
Thank you for talking about that a little bit. And there it is. I even wrote a line down. When you're looking at that and you have the awareness, I acted out of, and you gave us like three different examples of what we might have been acting out of, right? And I think if we can just recognize that one simple thing, there might be the shift we need to wrap ourselves up in a hug or some self-love and be like, all right, okay, I can see that, that's, yeah. And right there, you guys, is the one little moment that can shift your whole life. And you, all three of you, have talked about something that can do that. If we can stay right here in the now moment, paying attention to these things. I do a lot of journaling about them. It can be a life changer. Linda, thank you. Thank you for saying yes to the project and for being here today to share with everyone.
You.
All right, gals, I've got this crazy question for you. Jeanette, I'm going to start with you on this one.
Okay, bring it on.
So, you all might have heard this quote: if all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. And that's Abraham Maslow. So, essentially, meaning like if you only have one tool, you might try to use it for everything, even if it's not the best fitting tool for the job. Right. And I found that quote and I had to chuckle because we've got a book full of tools, life tools here. It's so amazing. But this book is definitely going to help solve that problem. But how do you want to encourage people to start thinking about this toolkit that's going to be in their hands in terms of like where to start if they're feeling a little overwhelmed by life? Where do you start when you're feeling overwhelmed?
Well, I grab my journal and a pen and spend some time in quietude. Um, and it helps me to figure out why I'm upset, why I'm, experiencing the feelings that I am. It brings me clarity, and that's my go-to.
Awesome. Anything else you want to tell us about that? I was like, I need more because it's about
Well,
journaling. I
yeah,
love journaling.
yes, yeah, I know. I'm sitting here with one of my favorite pens. Yeah, that's my tool. I wrote about grabbing your magic wand and transmuting angst using appreciation, chapter 1. And so my magic wand, I actually do have a magic wand, but the magic wand I'm talking about is my pen. Um, yeah, so here, Laura and I, we both love the journals and the books and pens and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, for me, that's my go-to.
Yeah, I love it. Mine as well. It's a wonderful place to start if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, a little chaotic.
Yeah.
Linda, how about you on this one? If you're I want you guys to encourage people if they don't know where to start. They're going to have this book, which is an entire toolkit, so many different kinds of things they can start on. But sometimes what that does is it like, ooh, I don't even know where to start now. What would you tell them?
Mm, I would say that one of the ways to go, because we have this magical book with a lot of amazing tools in it that can apply to so many different things. And I think an intuitive approach might be a way to go. If you're not sure, and you just want to find something that is going to help you in the moment, my suggestion would be to tune into your heart center and just take a few breaths and ground yourself, focusing on your heart. Open up the table of contents and just point and see where that takes you. Or just flip open a page and see where it lands and let that guide you and see if that is going to be heart led tool that you need.
I love it. I love using these exactly like you described, to open it up to the table of contents, close my eyes, draw my finger down, and just stop and open my eyes, right? And like, okay, it's like a little pulling a card or something. That's going to be,
Exactly.
yeah, your thing for the
Yeah.
day. I love it. Thank you for that. So, Ellen, what do you want to add? Someone is trying to figure out where to start on this journey and they're feeling a little overwhelmed by all the tools and all the things around them and everything that they're being, asked to do and try. What do you do when you're overwhelmed?
Yeah, I also do journal as well. And sometimes helping me write down my why. What am I looking, for with me and exercise? I'd like to know for people, what is their why? Why do they maybe want to get started with exercise? Is it weight loss? Is it they want to be healthier? What are their goals? And so it's just spending a little time by yourself and writing out your thoughts and your feelings, I think are a really great way to start.
I would agree with you there. Sometimes if that it really has been my go-to as well. Put the pen to the paper, shifts the energy. Doesn't even matter what you're writing. It just starts to shift the energy, which is important. And if I'm having a super overwhelmed day, you guys, and I can't even like grab my magic wand, I just cut myself some slack and breathe. And it's like, all right, if I don't feel like writing, even like, or, even doing that step, just the breath work. And I'll add one more for you all that, again, it's just a go to when my normal go tos aren't doing it. And that would be I just put my earphones on and do some sound healing, listen to some sound healing music. So, overwhelm it's everywhere right now. And there's so many reasons for it. So, what I love so much about this book is that we're going to be giving people so many different ideas of things to try. And even just one could be a life changer. But the same thing doesn't work for everybody every single time. So, you do need a toolkit. That's why it's so great to have you all in this collaboration. I wanted to say a huge thank you to all three of you for offering your beautiful, vulnerable stories, because that's what the reader is going to see first. They're going to be able to get to know you a little in your stories. Thank you for doing that. And then you've stepped up as the master teachers you are, and you're going to teach us a practical tool in that second part of the chapter. So thank you for doing that so brilliantly. You all teach your clients every day, but it's quite a thing when someone challenges you to put it in black and white and make it an experience, the same. So you all did it so well, and I'm so grateful. Mm-hmm. I have one last question for all of you, and it really has to do with community. Linda, community has made a huge difference in my journey of awareness and healing. And the wellness universe has been one of those communities that's helped me understand what's possible. And being in communities like this book and the wellness universe and the Brave Healer community, I mean, for me, it's really been the difference between what feels like success and failure. It feels like a family, feels pretty amazing. For you, what has it meant? What has community meant to you in your life?
I feel that community is like the backbone. When we are surrounded by support and of people who love us and respect us and uplift us, it makes all the difference in the world. And I've been blessed with some really wonderful communities, like through the Wellness Universe, of course, has been an amazing community. But there's so many other communities that have come into my world and guided me and supported me and helped me to grow and helped to also shine light on the areas where growth is needed and brought me to a place where I can feel safe or safer in being and expressing and showing myself, because they have been mirrors for me and they have allowed that safety they've created that safety for me so that I could be vulnerable and step up and embrace that vulnerable side of myself in community and then learn to carry that out into the world. So it's been one of the greatest blessings in my life.
Thank you for kicking that question off so powerfully. If you were going to leave our listeners with the one most important thing about healing the inner child, what would it be?
Most important thing about healing the inner child is the most important thing is recognizing you deserve compassion. You deserve to be loved and held and supported.
Thank you, Linda. Yes, 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 with an exclamation point to that one. All right, Ellen, I'm going to move to you with this first question about community. What has that meant for you in your life?
Community is all about people that are like-minded, like myself, and share the same mission in life to help others. And I feel blessed to be part of so many different communities like the Wellness Universe and Brave Healer Productions, with writing in the books, and just different communities that I'm involved in. The Eastern Montgomery County Chamber of Commerce has really supported me as well. All these people really want to see me succeed, and really are helping me grow by being role models for me, and really exhibiting what success looks like, and know that I will be able to achieve it through this whole sense of community support.
Ellen, what's the most important thing you want our listeners to know about exercise?
You only have one life, and I think you should make it the best healthy life that you can for yourself.
You're here to that.
Mhm.
I got my butt up early this morning to get to my gym. That is not a usual thing for me, but this year, this first quarter of this year, no resolutions here, just commitment to making health the thing that comes first before all the rest of the things. Yeah, because we got to take care of it. Jeanette, coming to you for the question about community first. What has that meant for you?
Well, very similar to Ellen's answer is the camaraderie of like-minded souls together, that, there's no topic that's too weird to talk about with others. People get it. Um, and it's just very fulfilling and wonderful to stand in these different communities, and feel valued, feel the love of those that are, holding my hand or, helping me forward. And I really appreciate that. I just use the appreciate word. So, um, yeah. And, the commonality of the different groups, like, our love of writing and being able to express ourselves, because there was a time in my life that I wasn't comfortable expressing my voice any longer. And to be able to do that, and to write about it is just amazing.
I love that. You gave me a little aha about, much of healing is expression. And that's a pretty profound and simple aha. Okay, what do you want to, you said the word, but I'm gonna have you do the last word on the word. But what do you want to leave everyone with in terms of the most important thing about appreciation?
Well, that it can create miracles in your life, especially when you begin appreciating something that feels like a thorn in your side. It could be in a relationship with a loved one, with a coworker, and I wrote about that in my chapter. So that's the magic there, the transmutation of that. Oh, I can't stand to even see your car in the parking lot, to, oh, now through this exercise based on the work of Abraham Hicks, that I made this list and I basically forgot about it, and the miracle happened anyway. So that's the magic.
Yeah, there is magic to be had for sure. Um, I love it. I love it. I love it. To all of you, Jeanette, Ellen, Linda, thank you so much for what you do in the world. And thank you for being here today to share it with everyone. We hope all of our listeners today hop right on over to Amazon and grab your copy of this amazing book, The Wellness Universe Guide to Complete Self Care 25 Tools for Life. It's ready. Go grab your beautiful book. And please remember to gather over at thewellnessuniverse.com for everything coming up for the complete self-care events, book series, activities, becoming one of our expert authors in the next book, which is Tools for Transformation. There's so much coming for you guys. Lastly, today, everyone, remember, your words change the world when you're brave enough to share them. So it is time to be brave. See you next time, everyone.
Thank you.